Hey everybody, welcome back to class. And sorry for the delay in the lectures this week. They're going to come out in a staggered fashion, but they are going to come out this week. Again, my apologies. I'm doing better, so the power of antibiotics. A few housekeeping things just to keep everyone on the same page. I did open the quiz today or yesterday, excuse me, and so you have 3 days to take that quiz. I sent all this out in an announcement and an email, but you have 3 days to take the quiz, which means that you basically have a 30-minute time slot once you start the quiz, but you can start the quiz anytime over the next 3 days. You have until the 31st at 11:59 p.m. So once you open the quiz, you have 30 minutes. That said, I'm not trying to stress you out because, as you'll see with these quizzes, these are not really that challenging. I mean, they might be challenging because this is the first one, you don't know what to expect, and all of a sudden I'm asking you some pretty disparate questions. But the real reason why we do these quizzes every week or every other week is it's a way for me to gauge participation. And I want to make sure that you're kind of keeping up with the course of our conversation, but I also want to make sure that I'm highlighting the things that I need to highlight in this history that we are studying. So the quizzes are also going to be really good for helping to prep you for the exams in this course. A few questions have come up about participations and attendance and that kind of stuff. I'm monitoring attendance on my end. I can do that automatically. So what I need from you is just these quizzes and then also all the rest of the work, but I'm gauging your participation in this course on these quizzes. So they're not tough. They're designed not to be tough. It's just kind of like, a participation quiz. So today's class is going to be a little bit different. There's still going to be 15-minute segments, but instead of doing one lineage of artists, I'm going to do a little episode on, episode makes it sound a lot more entertaining than it's going to be, a little episode on one artist at a time. So we're going to do Vincent van Gogh, Georges-Pierre Seurat, and Paul Gauguin. And then at the end, there's going to be a 15-minute episode on a group called the Nabi. And all the spellings are going to be there for you. So the last thing I do want to talk about is kind of ties in with the way that the class is structured today. At this point, the art world is pretty small still. The way that the economic conditions changed in industrializing Europe, they changed pretty much around just a few cities. Now, in the next lecture, I will be introducing some German artists to kind of show you that things are happening in Germany, things are happening in other places, they're just happening at a slower rate. There's more industry in France and Germany at this time than the other countries. And Britain is like kind of this constant presence, but it has kind of its own art history that it's kind of beyond the scope of our course. So that's why it's such a tight group of people. Actually, all the artists I'm going to be talking to you about knew each other because they were all in the same scene, as it were, in Paris at the time. A lot of the works are going to come from 1888. That's a really pivotal point in this term, post-impressionism. Obviously, post-impressionism means it comes after impressionism, and thankfully I don't really have to give that much of a definition for it because there's a pretty good definition of what post-impressionism is and who these artists are in the textbook. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to our first artist, who is Vincent van Gogh.